first of all, congrats for the show.
Thank you.
Enjoy it so much. It's very mysterious, you know. So, the first question I wanted to ask you is for people that didn't watch the show until now, how can you describe the show?
Oh, it it's a kind of classic murder mystery whodunit. It's a tribute to Agatha Christie, to The Thing, maybe some moments from Alien wrapped in as tribute. And it has an amazing international cast, a surprising story, and it is set in season 1 and season 2 in two very different extreme locations.
So, your character is like a little different, unique. So, how did you prepare for your character? Was it a challenge for you to play this kind of character? Because people think that she's a good person and probably she has another kind of reasons to be there.
In season 1 or season 2?
You can talk first on season one and then season two.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, well, season 1, she's the observer, so that like the story is from her perspective, but she's watching and trying to um hide anything that could cause suspicion. So she's very nice. She's very sort of vulnerable, quite fragile, innocent. She's one of the newbies in the station, so she's aware that she's at the bottom of the hierarchy, like she's not been to Antarctica before. Um, so yeah, her persona is very vulnerable and sweet. She's obviously very good at her job. She's very intelligent. She's the doctor on the station, but she knows her place, and that's why she bonds with, say, Aki, for example, who's also her age and also new to everything. But yeah, as I say, it's the observer. She is the observer. Like we hear the story through her flashbacks, and so yeah, she's quiet and she's present throughout. Season 2 is very different because we discovered that was a persona that she had created, that not all was as it seems. And so season 2 was a really amazing opportunity to explore an entirely new character, someone who is a bit more a darker, more feral, and capable of the horrible things that happen in season 1. So it's quite amazing to have played such contrasting characters, and I feel very lucky for that.
Yeah, because people think that she's the villain when
Mm,
they watch the last episode from season one. So season
yeah,
two, people are like, okay, so probably she's going to be the responsible again. What is her agenda now?
yeah, yeah. No,
So
totally.
yeah, so for you, what was like the hardest scene to shoot from season one and season two?
From season 1, I mean, a lot of season 1 was hard because of the temperature. We filmed in Tenerife in the summer, so it was like 30 degrees, and we were wearing like full Antarctic gear. So that was quite intense. And there were a couple of scenes in particular where we'd be in these like closed off sets with no air. And we would be given ice packs to wear under our jackets to like try and like cool down. That would be quite intense, and I don't know, we'd all be like red in the face and sweating, and like it was pretty extreme. Um, but season 2 was very different because we didn't have all that Antarctic gear. Like the challenges were not the same. I'd say um the most I'd say one of the most challenging scenes from season 2 was one of her most vulnerable scenes. As I say, like her persona is gone from season 1, and so who we see is the true version of her. And she's not in control anymore in season 2 as well. Things are beginning to unravel. And so we see a very vulnerable side to her. And there was one scene in particular that is kind of a turning point for Maggie. And I knew I had to deliver an impact for the audience. And so it was just like one of these scary scenes where you're just like, I just really hope that I managed to pull this off, because it needs to reach a certain emotional place for the audience to understand why she would do what she does next. But I was very lucky to have our amazing director Jorge Dorado and the crew and stuff supporting, because they just make it such a relaxed creative space where you can take your time to get to the place you need to get to.
So what can we expect from season 2?
It's, I think, very different from season 1. There's an entirely new location, which is almost like its own character in this new series. It's this huge cargo ship we filmed on locations, so the whole vessel was at our disposal. We went out to sea, and I think the presence of that location in the story is really powerful. But I mean, they can expect an entirely new cast, so many characters we've never seen before. And the writers have done an amazing job creating this new twisty, turny story. So I think the audience have a lot to look forward to.
So how do you describe your relationship between Maggie and Arthur?
Complicated. I think we get the chance to explore it a bit more in this series. We understand the kind of man that Arthur is during season 1, but in season 2 now we understand who Maggie is, and so to see both them like progress with that knowledge is really interesting. They are obsessed with each other, and rightly so. He is responsible for a huge event in Maggie's life, and she has now destroyed his reputation, which is so valuable to him. But yeah, I think we see the characters go on quite like a clear arc throughout the story, where they maybe begin to see that they're not so different after all.
So what did Maggie teach you as a person?
We're quite different, but I think something I do admire in her character is how she has quite a strict moral compass, and what justifies things for her. She has a really clear idea of what's right and what's wrong and what's acceptable and what's beyond acceptable. Her reactions are very extreme, but I kind of value someone who is that clear in their values, and especially when it comes to this theme of men who are violent towards women, and or men who commit violence against anyone. Yeah, that was like an interesting theme to explore through her.
So in 3 words, how could you describe the head?
Isolating, thrilling, unexpected.
Okay. So for my last question, what makes the head a different show, like a unique show? Because we are talking sometimes about climate changes, but we just know a little bit about the work they are doing, because the main theme is like the murders, who's responsible, how it all happens.
Well, the climate theme is a lot stronger in season 2. We learn more about what their work was in season 1, and then it progresses in season 2, and that is a really important point in the plot. I would say, though, what makes the show so unique is its international cast, and the fact that every character the actor comes from a different country, and it's a really amazing opportunity and gift for the show to have all these different people come with their different perspectives, their different methods, their different outlooks on life. And I think that collaboration creates a really unique ensemble for the show.
Thank you so much. And
Thank
again,
you.
congrats for the show.